Happy day after Thanksgiving. Thought we'd send you your Christmas so you'd have a nice frosty Christmas. That's our motorhome all packaged up. And there's our new front fence. And if you'll notice, there is no borrow pit. There's a mound of dirt that still needs to be moved, and hopefully it will be before you get home. This is the back side of that fence, where we hopefully will have trees growing and flowers blooming. And our tire fence along the north side of the property. And there's some 2 bales of hay from James that Dad is using for shooting arrows, practice archery. That's our almost pig pen. And this is the east side of the property. And there's our tire tunnel. This is our beginning edition of our fence around the cesspool and where we keep our garbage tucked away. And a good old derrick where we hung our deer a few weeks ago. This is Dad's new pickup and our new car that matches. Isn't that cool? This used to belong to Uncle Kent. It just happened to be the same color. These two look beautiful out here with all this green grass. It just fits in like something that would belong to a Forest Service guy. There's where we moved our play area. There's our swing set and slide, and our sandbox that almost has an edge but not quite. And there's our rabbit pen. I'll take you out there in just a minute. There comes Papa. Yeah, let's go take a look and see what Dad did. Here's where we have all of our bunnies. We put up a little wall and then filled it full of sawdust. Let's see if we can see what's going on in there. Have tires hidden and all kinds of little fun things for them to burrow down in. And the tire. All right, down here, and there is a litter of bunnies. And this is how we're hopefully keeping the water from freezing. And there's our chicken nester, and would you believe they actually hop up in there? Here they dig a little hole and snuggle all together. And there's our feeder. That's empty. That means we need to talk to a couple of boys. Seeing them play around and having a good time. This used to be our chicken coop. You probably remember that, I think. They see me out here, so they figure I'm giving them something to eat. See, there's pretty good sized bunnies and little bunnies. I think we had this building finished off when you kids were home, but I don't remember anymore. This used to be the old blacksmith shop. See, it's got a new covering on the roof. And that was our garden from here straight on out. We'll take a look at the tire tunnel. Can you hear the snow crunching under my feet? Valden probably feels that cold there in Korea, but I doubt if Shalene does. See, you just climbed in and out of the tire tunnel. The kids like to run around on top of it. And we fixed the sandbox so it's got plastic underneath it, so hopefully no weeds will grow. And it's just as big, in fact it's bigger. You can't even see any mounds in the silly thing, and yet we put in 24 yards of sand. So we've dug it down a little bit, but we might add another load or two. See, this is where our swing set is, and teeter-totter, and our little picnic table. The little one that Dad of Dad's. And some hopefully lilacs, and there's our toy box that we try and keep the toys in. Now let's show you some of our new toys. We're going to go around the rabbit pen. Boy, you do that and it gets farther and farther away. That's all the tires that we have on the place that is not stacked up, except for Janae's, that is not on the tire fence. That's where I had some grapes. Now this is our new toys. This is our riding lawnmower, and that's mine. And there's Forrest's desk that's in out of hiding for the moment. That's our water barrels, and right at this particular point I stacked the tires all the way up here. And there's your bikes hanging up there. And under the shelter. This was the back side of where we used to have the rabbits, if you remember or not. And there is our tire fence out that direction with our pig pen and the archery target and our mounds of dirt to wipe out and our new board fence and our rabbit pens. You'll see how much different this is when you get home. Right now Carl Mark Jr. and his wife Tammy and kids are living in that home. This is the back door of the rabbit pen. It's like a bunch of them, doesn't it? There's the green pickup, and it's still here, hauling our sawdust back and forth. And there's the blue car of Dad's that you might have access to running around with a little bit. It's supposed to have a silly cover on it, but the wind keeps blowing it off. I'll just bet you bottom dollar. Yep, sure enough. It's right over here alongside of the car. There's another toy. We have a new, well, it's new to us, an animal rack to go in our pickup so that we can haul our animals back and forth. This is the front of the shed where we used to, that's the outhouse. This is the front of our shed where we used to go in and do the rabbits. This is inside the shed, and it's its usual mess. You can see we've got it tiled, new door on the inside, boxes stacked up. But this is what you kids will appreciate. Dad put in a new roof, and a ladder that comes down into a big hole, and that's where all your treasures are. Is right up in that hole. Nice little lights. I'd take you up there, but one of these silly rafters is cracked, and I'm not moving until Dad gets it shored up, and we're going to put shelves in, and this is where we store everything, so maybe there'll be something there to fit you later. Maybe not. Let's see, we've got new walls on, new roof, and just junk everywhere to be sorted out. Like in the garage, or in the shop, where it's an inside door, and this is the inside of the other door. Now I'll shut it, and now it's all tucked away. Now we plan on insulating that and adding the outside decor. And there's Thomas. Say hi, Tommy.
Hi.
Adam.
Hi.
They just went to feed the rabbits. We'll see how long they last this time. But that's to make it have a rustic appearance. Don't you just love Dad's hairdo? I think that's cute. Different but cute. They're getting some good ideas here of hopping out. You can see how we've got it stacked up with sawdust, and they could if we let them. Okay.
You tell me those rabbits have been fed today.
Agree with Dad. I don't think the rabbits have been fed today. That's how we locked the door. And then would you believe we've gotten locked in a couple of times, so Dad put a string on here to help us be able to get out. So on the inside we can pull it, and it unlatches and we can push out. Listen to the crunch. Feel like jumping on the trampoline, full of snow. This is our tire fence between Uncle Kayla and Aunt Jerry Ann's and our place. There's their barn. So we got it all finished along there. We did call it the feuding wall. We decided to call it the wailing wall, because their cousins will come next to the fence, and these kids will come next to the fence and get up close and poke their noses through it. You don't see too much because it's filled in with snow, but you can poke their noses through it and chatter back and forth, and it looks just like the wailing wall. Yeah, there you can see through it a little bit. Through the cracks in the fence. And that's it. There is our old granary that's now the shop. And you can see it is not white. And there's Dad's old door. And we painted it with oil. I think you remember how we built in the new doorway. Still got to finish that off. Hopefully Dallas will finish it when he gets home from Hawaii. There's the old door that closes. It makes it look like the old granary. The logs were painted with oil. The top was painted with a brown paint. Dastardly dogs have been in through here, which is unfun. There's going to be our wiener pit, or Dutch oven pit. We're going to put that in the ground and then fix some racks and do some Dutch oven cooking inside of it. And that is our almost table when we get it laid down and fixed. And this is what our building looks like, where the sun hits it, and you can see where we painted it with, woo, you still smell the oil. And there's some more tables, or else some fun things to play on, which we have done. And there's our fence, and there's one section that's down that hasn't been tied up. And then we're going to peek over the fence. I have to stand high up on my tippy toes to see the garage side of Kaylin's building, and barn, and our fence. And there we go. A little one for Grant. He likes to roll around on that one. So we got some fun things around here to play with. The back side of the house, our picnic area. This time, for once, we've got it covered up with plastic and protected a little bit with the swing. And that's where the swing sets used to be. It is no more. Started stacking up the wood we got cut down to help protect the picnic area. There's our frost on our trees. I always think it's so pretty. And it is cold out here. My hand's freezing, so I think I'll show you some of our improvements in the house. There's Stookies right across the road. And there's Grant. Grant? I'll show you all the kids up close later. I think you will notice this change. There's our back door, and there is no steps. That ladder does not go in, that's just leaning there. Now we use this door, so we will go in from there.